I'd like to use this design to show you the importance of line weight and line thickness and how you have to be aware of the various combinations and permutations in order to handle them properly. I'm in model space now, and what I've done is set up some lines. The first line where thickness is set by a layer, another line in a different colour, also thickness set by a layer, and then some other lines where I've set the thickness to 0.09, a very thin line, 0.7 and 1. If we go into the landscape design in paper space, can you see that as I zoom in, those lines still look thin? The reason they look thin is that the line weight switch, the display of line weight, is not on. So if we come down to the status line and click line weight, now all the line weights in the drawing show, and the various thicknesses show quite clearly. Where things get a little complex is in the use of line weights within a symbol. What I'm going to do now is go to Format and Line Weights. Currently the default thickness is 0.25. That means that any line whose property is, as far as line weight is concerned, is set to default will be plotted with a 0.25 pen. We could get a finer looking presentation in paper space if we cut that back, let's say to 0.09, and then apply, and we'll come in here. Can you see what's happened here? That the lines that were, or entities such as this symbol here, but not that pale green symbol there, those symbols have line weights set by layer, or the one on the left does and the one on the right doesn't. So when you set a line thickness by layer, just by varying the default line thickness, you can in fact ring the changes. So if we now look at here, can we see on the label called line, we've set the thickness to 0.7, so it doesn't matter what I do with the default line weight display, that will stay as a thick line, and that's what's happened to that magenta line there. So you need to be aware of the line weight settings for layers and the way things have been done in the creation of the symbol. Let's pick this symbol here, and I'll right click and say edit that block, and I'll pick some of these entities in here. That entity has line thickness set by layer, but if we come in here and edit this block, we've got line thickness by layer and line thickness by layer. So that, as we come back here, that hasn't illustrated what I'm trying to show. So let's see if we can find a symbol where, and this one here may do, where presumably the drafter has actually set line weight implicitly. So we edit the block, pick on this line here, can see that's set at 0.7, and I'll close the block editor. So that to be on top of all this, you have to be aware of the line thickness that's been set inside symbols, the current setting for the line weight display, and the default is 0.25. I'd recommend that you leave it there, and we will apply that. And you have to work or be aware of what's been done as far as entity thickness. If we pick this line, can you see it's had its line weight set? So has this one had its line weight set, but it's being set by layer. This one has line weight by layer. This one down here will have it implicitly set to 0.7, and this has been set to 1.0 millimeter. So it can get tricky. If you mix things up, that's where life gets a little difficult. I'd recommend take the simple approach. Just put all of the entities and all your symbols assigning line thickness by layer, and then if you need to thicken things up, you can just change the default line weight setting.